Welcome everyone to another video. My name is Hagot, aka Hags, and today you've clicked on this video to find out how much a refurbishment costs. Whether you're doing a smaller scale project or even a larger scale where you possibly need all of these in one. This is where you want to be. So get your pen out, get your paper out, and start jotting these things down as I go through every single cost you need to add when you're doing a property refurb. So we'll start off straight away with the cosmetic side of things. As I go through these costs, these will be mainly related to a 3-bedroom property. I'll describe each room as I go along, but factor in these are costs for a 3-bedroom property. So assume if it's a 2-bedroom, knock off a whole bedroom price, sort of bring the price down, and that's the rough figure you'll get. As I've done previous works where they are to a huge scale, exactly 2 to be exact, and another 2 which are more minor cosmetic works, all located in different areas of the UK, I have been able to gather enough evidence and information to be able to figure out pretty much the exact cost of how much a refurb is. Of course, builder to builder, that will be another story, but that's when you go out and find out exactly which builder provides the best service for the best price and the best quality. So starting off with the flooring, we'll go from the downstairs first and then we'll make our way upstairs. So a majority of the time, the downstairs, you've got the lobby, you've got the living room, dining area, and of course the kitchen. Most of the time, there will be a wood laminate flooring. That's the sort of material you'd want to use. And if for the kitchen you would like to go for a high spec specifically because of a certain area, is a different type of demographic, then of course you could use tiled flooring. But for this example, we'll use wood flooring, wood laminate flooring to be exact, throughout the whole downstairs. Also remembering that the kitchen wood laminate flooring will be waterproof as well, so that might cost slightly more than the other rooms. And that comes to a total of around £3,000 to £4,000. And here are examples, of course, in front of me of projects I've done previously using these wood laminate flooring. And as I've come to sell those properties, everyone has absolutely loved it. Now, speaking of the downstairs, the kitchen is another huge one. You will most likely be changing, especially if it's an investment purpose. And that can range, of course, depending on spec. But if you are going to do it on somewhat of a budget, but also to a high spec, you can look at around £3,000 to £4,000 mark. Of course, there are very affordable kitchens out there. You just have to go and look and find those deals. They're not the easiest, but I suggest speaking to your builder that will be doing the job for you, and they will be able to direct you in the right direction on which company provides the best kitchen for the best price. I'm using the best word a lot, so stay with me. Now moving swiftly on to the bathroom. Another part of the property that you most likely again will be changing. So when it comes to a bathroom, of course, spec again is another factor you want to add in. As for flooring, again, you can use the waterproof flooring I suggested with the wood laminate flooring, but of course that will come into the factor of that £3,000 to £4,000 mark. But if we're going to talk about the 3-piece set in a bathroom, so you've got the bath, you've got the toilet, the sink, and of course the tiles behind the bath. That's of course such a great feature to have. That will come to around £2,500 to £3,000. These costs, just to let you know, are including labour work. VAT is another factor, which is of course 20%. So add that onto the total of the cost at the end, of course. So now heading on upstairs, again, you most likely will be doing works in the bedroom. So you have the carpet from the stairs all the way upstairs to the landing. From there, you'll most likely have new carpet in the first bedroom, second bedroom, and third bedroom, all changed. I usually go for a grey colour, as you can see in front of me. These can cost up to around £3,000 to £4,000. In terms of the bathroom, if it's located upstairs, we'll talk about that, flooring as well. Most likely you will stick to the same flooring as you would in the kitchen. It just has a great contrast. You sort of stick to the same color theme, and of course they match together perfectly. As well as that, talking about the walls now, you may need to border, plaster and paint majority of the walls. As you know, the properties that you tend to want to purchase as a refurbishment, they need ripping out completely, and underneath that wallpaper, sometimes you have to go slightly further and then further, and you may even need to go back to brick, which of course will cost a lot of money. But majority of the time we'll push that to the side because you most likely won't have that problem. It's more or less you'll have to border the property, plaster and paint, and that will come to a total of around £5,000 to £6,000. And just a disclaimer, I'm talking about every single wall in the property. So you, like I said, the landing, the kitchen, the bathroom, the dining, and so on. Every single room in the property is around £5,000 to £6,000. And that just makes everything a lot smoother, a lot cleaner finish. And as you know, if you are going to paint the walls white, everything just looks 10 times more bigger than what it is. And here's an example of a bedroom I converted from a 2-bed to a 3-bed. And it's not the biggest bedroom in the world. It's just the fact that the walls are now white and the flooring is carpet. It just makes it look that slightly bit bigger. I know I'm exaggerating slightly, but it does make the room much bigger. As for the electrics, again, you most likely will need a rewire, a fuse box as well. So we'll factor all those costs together. And in each room, should I say, there are about 2 to 3 sockets. So if we do the maths on a 3-bed property, it will come to around 7 to 10 sockets per room. Of course, some don't exactly need to, but majority of the time you'd want to have 2. And if we're talking about the fuse box as well being replaced, it will come to a total of around £1,500 to £2,000. Another refurbishment cost that does add up the most out of every single one I have mentioned, it is the central heating system. If you do come across a property without central heating system, you may get it for a very good price. As some investors do shy away from that, as builders will need to go into the wall directly, into the floorboards, and have to put new pipework throughout. That also includes a new combi boiler, and of course a new radiator for every single room, and like I said, new pipework. And this will add up to around £8,000 to £9,000, of course depending on how big the property is. So you tend to have one radiator per room. So last but not least, it's the curb appeal. The one thing that everyone will see when you're trying to sell the property or rent a property, the first photo, is the front of the house. You could either go all out, get a whole new driveway, spend a fortune, drop the curb, etc. But that does eat into a lot of profit. So what you want to do is use what you have, use the resources that you have. If the property doesn't have a drop curb, but it's a quiet road and a lot of people park off-road, then just leave it as it is and just make the driveway look as nice as possible. If we're talking the actual property itself, I would recommend rendering the property. I may have not done that, but that's purely because of the type of properties you'll see here in front of me. They do not need the render to show their full potential. But of course, render is such a big factor, it will make the property look the best on the road. So if you can't fork out around £3,000 to £5,000, then your property will look the best on the street. But like I've always said, the inside of the property is like a new build as it is. So for me, rendering a property isn't always the most important thing that needs doing. If you are, however, replacing windows, which costs potentially around £5,000 to £10,000, again, depending on how many windows. If we're talking 3-bay windows at the front, 3 windows at the back, it can cost around £5,000 to £7,000, maybe more, depending on the size of the window. So of course, do your research on that. And if you are doing that, like I said, you would definitely want to render the property, because around the windows, you get the whole plastered look. It doesn't look great at all, and it's very hard to cover. For my next project, which you will see coming up, I will be replacing the windows and rendering the property. So of course, at the end of that project, I'll let you know the cost of those. But there you have it. Full refurb cost of everything you need to know when it comes to doing up a property. 99% of you will be needing to do at least one of these things. And if you are going to maximize your profits, you'd want to use as many of these as possible. But if you have any questions, let me know down below. But I've been Haggot, aka Hags. Don't forget the name, and I'll catch you in the next video.